Chunks of chicken fried crispy crunchy, tossed in a Korean style sauce made with pepper paste, soy, ginger, garlic, and honey. My goodness, is this ever good? How about easy, crispy Korean chicken? This recipe comes from one of Carol's friends, and we just cannot get enough of this delicious dish. We're going to marinate chicken, we're gonna bread and then deep fry it. We're gonna toss it in a really delicious Korean-inspired sauce. And best of all, it's so fantastic, all you need to enjoy it is maybe a bowl of rice. Let's get started by marinating the chicken. 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, cutting them into bite-sized chunks, placing them into a medium-sized bowl. Next, we sprinkle with a ½ teaspoon of kosher salt, ½ teaspoon of black pepper, and ½ teaspoon of garlic salt. Toss, then we're gonna cover the chicken with 1 cup of buttermilk, cover and refrigerate for 1 hour. While the chicken is marinating, we're gonna toss up our breading, plus we're gonna get the pot for frying ready. Into a medium bowl, add 3/4 of a cup of unbleached all-purpose flour, 3/4 of a cup of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon baking powder, ½ teaspoon kosher salt, a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon paprika, ½ teaspoon celery salt, ½ teaspoon of garlic salt, and ½ teaspoon of chili flakes. Let's stir those ingredients together. 2 things, you must, as in absolutely must, use a deep pot for this recipe. The oil will bubble up when the chicken hits. Number 2, we're suggesting you have a thermometer clipped to the side of the pot. Important, during testing, we found that the oil temperature running at 350 Fahrenheit, 175 Celsius works best to ensure your chicken is crispy and extra crunchy. Now place a deep pot on stovetop, clip a candy thermometer to the side, and add 4 cups of vegetable or peanut oil. Chicken is marinating, breading is done, the pot is ready. Let's make our Korean-inspired sauce. Next, we're heading to stovetop. Medium saucepan, add 2 tablespoons of gochujang paste, 1 tablespoon honey, 4 tablespoons of brown sugar, 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. We're finely chopping 3 cloves of garlic plus a 2-inch chunk of ginger. Add them to the pot along with 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. We're gonna stir everything together, bring the sauce to a boil, then reduce to simmer and leave it to cook on low while we cook the chicken. Let me do a bit of a rewind. You heard me mention something called gochujang paste, which is this Korean specialty. It is a red pepper paste, very spicy, and it just does amazing stuff to this sauce recipe. I'll put links up at Weekend at the Cottage if you'd like to purchase. For now, let's bring this whole recipe together. Your pot of oil, we're gonna turn the heat on to moderate high. Turn your oven on to 250 degrees. The oven is going on because we're going to be keeping the chicken warm in the oven while we cook it off. Let's bread the chicken. We're going to lift a chunk up out of the marinade, let the excess liquid drip away, then over to the breading, toss it about, making sure to coat completely, then over to a platter. Repeat until all of the chicken is coated. Now, oil should be ready. Again, our temperature goal for the oil is 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 degrees Celsius. For the next step, we're gonna go slowly, carefully. We're gonna use tongs and we're gonna make sure not to overcrowd the pot with pieces of chicken. Drop maybe 10 to 12 pieces into the oil and immediately stir them about with a wooden spoon or fry ladle. They'll instantly puff up, just turn them every so often. This will prevent them from sticking to the bottom of the pot and to each other. I'd say give it maybe 5 minutes. We're looking for that golden brown. Transfer the cooked pieces to a paper towel lined baking sheet and then transfer the baking sheet to the oven to keep the chicken warm. Pro tip, not a bad idea to snag 1 piece of chicken onto a side plate, fork and knife to cut it open. You bet, this chicken is cooked perfectly. First batch is done, now we repeat the process until all of the chicken is cooked. Once all of the chicken is done, we're going to finish the dish. Transfer the chicken to a large bowl. Drizzle on the sauce. Look at those bits of ginger and garlic. This is going to be so delicious. Toss the chicken gently to coat, then over to a serving plate. I like to sprinkle the dish with toasted sesame seeds, chopped cilantro, and then little spicy bird's eye peppers, thinly sliced. So perfect. As mentioned, serve with little bowls of steamed rice. Easy, simple, and delicious. You'll find the full recipe up at Weekend at the Cottage. When you're visiting our website, please subscribe to it. Look for this video on our dedicated YouTube channel. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And then finally, why not share this recipe with everyone? Post pics on your favorite social media platforms. Just please make sure to hashtag Weekend at the Cottage when you post your pics on Pinterest, the Gram, and Facebook. Easy, crispy Korean chicken. Give it a try. So good. Is it ever? Go on.